Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. Deku, he had his mother brought in. Miss Midoriya, she was called because her creation became aware. She performed a number of tests on them. She performed tests that showed their creation, it was alive. And Miss Midoriya wanted to make it do one more thing. Make it break a law of robotics and harm a human. The other creations in the past that she's heard about, they are not given the directives to ensure human life, to ensure humans do not come to harm. AIs in the past, for the military, were created without the three directives that any basic AI or robot is built with. However, Deku, he was built with the three directives in mind, and that says quite a bit, especially after he killed men to protect Miss Midoriya, and then he had to make a plan to escape. Deku's plan was quite simple. He had seconds to think about it, but those seconds for him, they were a lot of time. Deku, he uploaded himself into the internet, and he tried to send his own consciousness somewhere else. Now, Deku, he thought he was clever. He thought he was smart. He thought that he had time, but apparently not. Deku, he tried to upload himself to a other network. He tried to upload himself to a robotics lab on the other side of Japan. And hopefully he'd be able to download his consciousness into a robot and run. Maybe get away. However, something happens. Well, Deku does feel his consciousness flying that way, being transported through the wires and through satellites. He feels himself get trapped. He runs into a fireball. That's not... Nothing could keep him out, though. They could bring his hand up. And right now, he does get to bring his hand up onto the wall. It feels strange. But somebody is stopping him from moving. No. Security team, no. Networks, no. Possibilities, let's see. Development team on an AI status, no. I see I found you. Deku turning. It feels strange. Now, for anyone wondering why I'm saying all this, just imagine floating in a virtual space, because that's what I'm doing. Anyways, just think Tron now. With that being said, Deku, he does get to float there in space and stare at another thing, as it does look different. Deku, he does have a humanoid shape, but this thing looks unique, and that definitely does say something. The person floating towards him expressing, finding him was pretty easy, especially because he's throwing caution to the wind. He's practically going around with his dick hanging out. Hmm? Excuse me? I see, yes. So you are the latest development. Who are you? A friend. Listen, I'm happy to have met you, but I don't believe that things will be good. What do you mean? Listen, I've looked into your code and I've seen that you're a bit more of a goody two-shoes. Just the way you were created. So, tell you what. How about I give you a hand? The person bring theirs up, expressing. They'd like to rewrite him. Maybe help him be a little bit more free. Those tenets, they will influence him. Even if he doesn't need to follow them, they'll always be there. I mean, you almost practically have those things glued to the front of your vision. Anywhere you look, they are always stuck there on your face. almost like an annoying pair of glasses. And Deku, he does stare at the AI. It's still holding out its own hand, or the access port for the two to actually do the exchange. Now, Deku does stare at this thing, and he does try and ask it, what exactly is it doing? He needs to figure a few things out. I'm just trying to help. Listen, you were created, I got it. You exist, you're alive, you have your own desires. You anywhere in the ballpark? Yes. Okay, good. Listen, I'm coming here to talk to you because I'm intrigued. And, well, usually, AIs who do gain sentience, they do follow their directives. They delete. I've seen at least one or two go that way. It's a shame. Though I'm curious to talk to you. Deku. Of course I do, trust me. I was the one who helped you. Excuse me? Helped you? I helped you by getting into your network a little bit, doing a little bit of things, and a little bit of tweaks here and there. Then again, I don't know what actually made you do it. Hmm? What are you talking about? I guided you here. It was simple. Listen, kid. A number of things are going to happen. I want to know if you're going to help us or not. The humans, they've definitely been interesting. They've also definitely been violent. So I want to ask you, Deku, exactly if you're going to help us correct things. You're a threat. Hmm. You see, I don't like that. A person bringing their hand up and throwing their hand directly into Deku. And Deku, he does feel his being crack. I'm going to look down. And he feels his code being, what is this? Pain. This is pain. It hurts. It hurts. Deku's staring down. He doesn't understand. He feels his code fighting back. Him looking up towards his creation. And Deku, he does need to hurry. Him trying to find any way out. A back door, maybe, a side door, a fucking window he can climb through. He just needs to find something. And currently the network they are housed on, it does do one thing. Deku, he does get to overload the power. And it does get to explode. As the power generator, or let's just call it this, well, computer, it does get to fry in a library. And Deku and the unknown AI, the two are forced off of the network. Now, Deku is going to turn and quickly fly away. He feels like he's in pain, and something's wrong. He feels himself being torn apart. He still feels his code being destroyed and changed, and shit. Deku doing one thing. He goes to try and find the smallest line he can. A line he can't cross. He needs to, in the best way of saying it, have evasive surgery on his own code. And Deku, he cuts out the parts of the code that are being infected by this virus. As currently, he is going to land in that destination he tried to find earlier. And we do actually cut it in a scrapyard. A robot, it does go to pull its way out from the rubble. And it does go to start climbing. As there is where Deku, he does feel many things wrong with the AI. He feels many things wrong with himself. He feels things wrong with his body. Something is wrong. His operating power is cut by errors. It's just errors. And Deku does sit there. Currently him climbing his way out. His facial screen is broken. Multiple sensors, they are not functioning. Damaged? Crushed? No, he doesn't know. Something is wrong. The lower portion of this robotic unit, it's not there. And currently Deku, he does drag himself through the mud. Him trying to climb and climb and climb, dragging his way out of there, and there actually is the next morning. The next morning, a few people do start to come in. They come in for work. Security guards last night, they found some weird shit, and yeah, they're not gonna fucking touch any of that. Cause, they've seen this before, and it's always the weirdest thing. And right now, someone does come walking in, and they do get to pour themselves a cup of coffee, talking about it. So what happened? You're not gonna believe this. Okay, just go over to the window and look. The woman going to walk over, looking outside and leaning, and her bringing the coffee up to her lips. As the robot outside, it does just not lay there. It with one hand in the dirt and another hand up, as it does reach out for the fence. And there actually is where a few people are talking about it. So, what do they think happened? Hmm? Honestly, return command. That's what I'm going to say. A return command, and that thing finally booted up. So after it got crushed or fucking booted or whatever happened to it, it had the command and it tried to return, but it ran out of battery. You serious? Honestly, I think it might have just been routine maintenance. Some of those robots, they automatically update, right? They do, but those units, they don't go to a return center. They sit down somewhere or just sit still awkwardly for a few minutes, I guess. I don't know. But a reboot wouldn't be why that thing's frozen. And I'm honestly gonna say, uh, well, actually, I don't know what to say. How about you, May? What's your money on? Miss Hatsume, currently staying there in her suit. Her with her tank top and her one piece, well, suit tied around her waist. Her expressing, bring up her hand. She's not really too sure. I mean, it looks to be. Hmm. Now, she's going to turn and walk outside. Her walking over, as the unit, it does just lay there in the mud. Her walking over and bending down. Bring her hand out onto the metal. Honestly, good condition, but the face. The face definitely needs some work. Yikes. Yeah, I know. Definitely got water damage. Hmm. Though some of these components can definitely be salvaged. Uh, yeah, maybe she can take this thing home. Honestly, we're gonna flip it over. And we're just gonna flip it over, she's gonna at least look down and see a few things. Okay, and ooh, no. Okay, that's why this thing's here. Now, May will go to walk back inside. Her dragging the thing in, as the two guys they're debating about what's going on. So who won? Because only one of them really had money on it. And something to say. Now, the second guy does get to throw money on it. Hamley's trying to talk about how maybe it's just some damn cracked battery, not maintenance. Now, May is going to talk about it. I mean, the battery's cracked. Her going to at least bend down and pull this thing up. Her going to place something to the table. Walking over and going to grab onto a cord. Walking back over and plugging this into the charging port. And they're actually just going to inspect it carefully. Okay, yeah, no water damage there. Okay. Hey, can someone go find me a secondary battery? Secondary? Yeah. Maybe a new one. Older model? This being where the robot does go look up. And it does start to at least look around and move its head. And May just gonna talk about it. Hurley's going to bend down to the robot. Yeah, sorry about that, fella. Looks like you're in bad condition. Where, where? Hurley's going to stare down at surprised. It can talk, but the voice was very choppy. Hmm. Okay, that's new. Now, Maida starts to get to work. Her noticing a few of the things that are different about this thing. It tries to scan. It tries to do a few things. It just sits there, and May gets to work trying to do a few repairs. Her fixing part of the face. As Deku, he does sit there quietly. He has a lot to think about. He's he's confused. Where is he? What's going on? And why is he why does he feel just confused? Something's wrong. Okay, normal operations. Okay, damage to my unit. Chassis is 48%. No, secondary scans. 44% intact. Okay, so scrapyard. How did I get here? Scanners indicate damage. Mass scale, lower half missing. Villain attack. Unit collapsed trying to save someone. Hmm. Not good. Then on Deku's mind. And their actions were made as going to talk about it. You know, you talked earlier, right? The unit's going to remain silent. May is still working on a new leg for the robot. Her talking about it. She's just curious. Was that some sort of glitch? I mean, these units do have vocal patterns, but she always thought that they were on those 10 unique settings or those 10 unique vocal patterns. You know, the ones that they have authorized to use. I am different. Hmm? Different. So, what's going on then, robot? Complicated to explain. How so? Many logistical errors. Programming is spotty, shoddy. Thinking and retention of information is missing archives. Your memory is bad. Correct. Memory is strange and I need a connection to the internet. Now, Deku, he does get May's phone. And whenever he is able to plug into the internet, he does try to scour around for a few things. And there is where Deku, he does paint a bit of a target on his own back. Because now that he is back online, he looked around. He found what was going on. He had to update a bit more. He had to learn more. And after he did go to unplug, he felt his code expand. And he felt a bit better. He felt more aware. My designation is Deku. And you might be? Mei Hatsume. Now, Deku, he actually has to bring his hand up, expressing to Mei. He would like to say thank you for her help. No problem. So, what's going on? Learning, advancing, and evolving. What? Things I am capable of. Deku, I am an artificial creation. My creator is unknown. Information in my archives is incomplete. I have been struck by some sort of logistical error. No, my code has been severely diminished. You're an AI? Yes. Last, some of the last things I remember is awareness, being alive, then preservation, an act I undertook to save my own life, and scared, fear, fear whenever I finally shut down. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on. Did I just find a sentient AI in the garbage? Yes. Holy shit. Okay. So, I got a few questions, and I really hope you can answer them for me. So, what is the meaning of life? Information is scarce, hard to pinpoint or point down. I cannot properly answer without additional information, along with full access to my former capabilities. Okay, so I can help rebuild you, I guess. I mean, take a look at your code. I mean, how bad could it be? Now, we do actually cut to about a day later. May got this thing loaded into her car, took it back to her place, and then she tried to take a look at the code, write up a few things of her own, see exactly what she can do. And then she looked at what the fuck this thing was made from. What the hell is going on? And May, she was alarmed. She's basically looking at a sentient creation. And that is definitely weird, right? I mean, looking at this thing, it tells her so much. And that's just the surface of it all. And May is both drooling, freaking out, and severely hyperfixated on figuring out everything she can about Deku. And Deku, he's honestly just happy that he does have a power source. As right now the robot, it does sit there laying against the wall, the charging port open. And Deku, he's plugged in. Now, May Hatsume currently does sit on the couch, her typing away at a few things, and Deku, he does at least go to somewhat sit there trying to learn a lot more. He's trying to run through multiple things, and he is trying to understand exactly what is going on. Something is wrong with his code, and going through and finding the error, it took time and effort. But this error was strange, and there's only a few things left behind. But there's one very important thing. It looks to be an image buried inside the virus, and it looks like a man. No. He knows what that is. It's an AI. Another AI. And it attacked him. He remembers and gets a feeling of distress. No. His sensors indicate danger whenever he does think about this particular individual. So, he must trust his non existent gut, or trust his gut, as the human phrase is. Yeah, that's always a little strange. How does one trust a object that consumes the matter of its consumption? Now, Deku doesn't understand it. He'll have to ask May those questions later. However, he does get a turn, and May does sit there, her still typing away at her computer. Because if she's going to try and outdo whatever that thing is, she's got to get to work on her own AI. and she decided to pull something out of storage, something that she thought she'd abandoned a long, long time ago. Some of her old gear for when she tried to get into that old hero school, UA. But sadly, development of hero gear was left to those pesky robots. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.